Hey, podcaster. I'm Tim Alberg, your podcast performance coach, with another actionable tip so you can grow your authority and convert with ease. Today's tip is set your guest up for success. Podcasters ask me all the time if they should give their guests the questions before the interview.
No.
Let me think about that for a sec.
No. Nope.
No.
Never.
I don't know if it's all the years I spent on talk radio, but I'm a staunch believer that giving them the questions sucks all the energy and fun and spontaneity out of a conversation. Check out episode 31 for more of my no BS opinion on the subject. But because you aren't going to give them the questions beforehand doesn't mean they have to be completely in the dark. In fact, that can cause all kinds of other problems like stumbling, mumbling, and bumbling, run-on answers, and sometimes even requests after the fact to pull the episode.
Oh, what am I going to do?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. In this episode, I want to give you a few guidelines that will get your guest into that sweet spot of being the perfectly prepared podcast guest who is most likely to deliver a killer interview. You know, the kind that feels like a natural conversation and is absolutely packed with valuable info your audience can't get enough of? Yeah, that's what we want. And you can have it if you prep your podcast guest like a pro. So, here are 3 things that you want all of your podcast guests to know. Number 1, who this is for, aka your audience. If you've listened to any of my past episodes, then you knew I was going to start here, right? I believe in listener-centric podcasting, which means that everything you do on your show is for the benefit of your listeners. So why not be perfectly clear with your guest about this? Let them know who is listening and encourage them to aim their information at that audience. You might also prompt them by saying, I'm sure my audience will love to hear stories from your experience that directly relate to managing their busy life as a mompreneur, for example. Or you might say, I love what you shared in your book, and I hope you'll be able to explain how these ideas could apply to golfers trying to get into the PGA, for example. The more specific you can be about your audience, the better. Number 2, the topic. No, this is not obvious. Help your guests prepare for the interview by letting them know which specific part of their expertise you'll be tapping into. And of course, remind them that you'll be looking for them to make it particularly relevant to your specific audience.
See tip number 1.
I also suggest that you give them the basic outline of the conversation, just enough so they can get a sense of the flow. Not each question. You might say something like, we'll start with the general topic breakdown, then I'll be looking for an example or a story of this concept as it relates specifically to my audience, and then I'm sure I'll have a few more questions around next steps for anyone implementing your ideas, and finally, I'll let everyone know how to connect with you. The only questions I'd give them verbatim are questions like your favorite book or your favorite resource to share. That way, they're not spending time thinking about it on your show. Number 3, the third thing you want your guests to know is how it's going to go down. Give your guests all the specifics around the recording and what to expect once they connect with you. Also, be super clear about your minimum technical requirements from them. Otherwise, they'll show up on their phone, talking through a Bluetooth mic as they shop for bags of chips or driving around town, dropping their kids off at school. Let them know how long it'll take, how you run your recording sessions. Maybe you have time to chat before you hit record, or maybe you're an all-in, live-to-tape kind of person. And you want to gather their social channels and other information from them ahead of time, so you can reassure them you'll be the one sharing it so they don't feel the need to plug. Know what I'm saying? All of this happens well in advance of your podcast recording session and should help your guests prepare without doling out stiff and rehearsed answers. It could be on a call or at the very least by email. You will still want to warm them up before you hit record. But if you follow these 3 steps, they'll be a lot more relaxed and excited to jump in. So once again, tell them who they are talking to, Give them the topic and basic flow of the episode, and make sure they are prepared to sound great by clearly laying out the expectations you have of them on a technical front. Do this, and your guest will feel completely taken care of. You'll feel more in control of your own show, and your audience will get what they came for. Great content, well delivered, every time. And I hope that's just the tip you need. Have you completely avoided having guests on your show altogether because you're not sure how to handle them? Want to start? Or do you completely lose control of your guests and your show becomes their soapbox? Let's reel them in a little. What do you say? I can help with one simple one-on-one coaching session. The best part, it's free. Book your free 15-minute coaching call by using the link in the show notes or at podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Walberg. See ya!